Welcome everyone to the new session. In this session, we will learn all about Eureka naming server. In the last video, we implemented the ribbon load balancer, and now we will learn about this Eureka naming server. Let's understand the problem statements first. Why do we require the Eureka naming server? So, currency calculation service is talking to currency exchange service via this load balancer, and we have two instances of this currency exchange service running. So what if I want to make this third instance up and running? Will the load be distributed directly to this all three instances of currency exchange service 3? No, right? We have to make some changes in the code, correct? And you can see that we have added list of servers, and we have to add one more URL so that the load will be distributed between all the three servers. So is it feasible to make a change in the code every time we introduce a new instance of microservice, or we reduce it? No, right? So for that we have something called Eureka naming server. When we introduce this Eureka naming server, there are basically two functions of it. The service registration, that is, whenever you create a new microservice and you have Eureka naming server in place, this microservice will be getting registered with the Eureka naming server, and this process will be called service registration. Now if you want to make the call from microservice 1 to microservice 2, it can make a call directly like how we implemented in the last video, or it can make a call through the Eureka naming server. So each instance of microservice 2 that is created will be getting registered with the Eureka naming server. If you want to make a call from microservice 1 to microservice 2, it will go to Eureka naming server and it will discover how many instances of currency exchange service are running currently, and it will distribute the load accordingly. So this process is called service discovery. So that will reduce our lots of boilerplate code, and it will be very easy to maintain for everyone. Now let's move ahead to the next step where we will create this Eureka naming server. So there are a couple of things we need to take care before start using the Eureka naming server, and those are basically you're creating the component for Eureka naming server, then register all the microservice with the naming server that we will register one by one, and we will configure the ribbon load balancer with Eureka naming server. So we have divided this into 3 steps, out of which we will be going with creating the component for the Eureka naming server first. So let's start with creating the component. You already know that how to create a new Spring Boot project. You just have to go to Spring Starter project, and I will walk through it very quickly. So I will name the application as Netflix Eureka naming server. I'll keep the group ID as com.technotab Eureka naming server, com.technotab Eureka. I will keep the package name as Eureka naming server. Click on the next button, then we will download the dependency that is needed here, Eureka server, the DevTools, then we will use config client, and the last thing that we'll use is actuator. Now click on the finish button and wait for the dependencies to be downloaded. So our Eureka naming server has downloaded all the dependencies. Now let's go and check what all things we have got. Open the main application Netflix Eureka naming server, and we need to enable the Eureka server. So the annotation that we will use, enable Eureka server, import the dependencies. Now we are going to add one more basic change in our application. We will go to the resource folder application.properties, and here we need to add some few lines of code. Already you know that. Spring application name we will give same as the artifact ID, Netflix Eureka naming server. Then the server.port we will give is 8761, that is the default port of a Eureka naming server. Now these 2 lines of code we will see this later. For now we will keep it as it is. Now we will save our application and we will launch up this Eureka naming server to see if everything is working fine. So our Eureka naming server has started on port 8761. Now let's go to the browser and check the status. Localhost, then you localhost :8761, you will be able to see this UI. If you are able to see this UI, that means that your Eureka naming server has launched up and you don't have any problem with your setup. Now you can see the instances currently registered with Eureka. There are no instances currently registered. You can see the system status here. We are going to see everything in here step by step. We will register all these microservices here. So let's move on to the next step. The next step will be to register your microservice with Eureka naming server. Let's go ahead and do that. We will be having certain steps for registering our microservice with Eureka naming server. We will have to add some dependencies in our client code. So the dependency that we will be adding is Netflix Eureka client. Let's copy this and paste it in our application. We will be configuring first of all the currency calculation service. Go to pom.xml and paste the dependency here and save the project. It will download the Netflix Eureka client dependency. The next change that we have to make in order to register with our Eureka naming server is we have to add annotation in our main application. Go to the main application and you have to add the annotation in our discovery client. Import the dependencies. The dependency that got imported is cloud client discovery, enable discovery client. Now the last change that we have to do is we have to add something in our application.properties, and that will be the URL of our Eureka naming server. So our URL of Eureka naming server is localhost 8761 Eureka, and we will use this property Eureka client service URL.default zone. Paste it in our application.properties and save the application, and let's launch up our currency calculation service. Similarly, we will do this for other services as well, the currency exchange service and the limits service. So there are so many things that will be going in our logs. You can open the logs and see what's going on inside. Now let's go to the browser and hit on refresh. So as you can see here, the currency calculation service is the instance that is registered with Eureka now, and it is running on port 8100. Only one instance is up. Now let's register our other microservices as well. Currency exchange service, we will add the same dependency in pom.xml. Let me quickly do that. Now we are going to launch up the two instances of currency exchange service. It's starting up. So all the instances are up. Now let's go to the Eureka naming server and click on the refresh button. So here I'm not getting the instance of currency exchange microservice, and I had to pause the video, and when I click on refresh, again I will get the instance of microservice. So it took me a while to understand why I'm not getting the second instance of microservice. So the version of Spring Cloud that I was using, that was different across all my modules of microservice. So I had to go and check one by one in the pom.xml the spring.cloud.version, and I figured out like I have to keep the version of the Spring Cloud same across all my projects. So go to the pom.xml and check the version of a Spring Cloud that you are using, and keep the same Spring Cloud version across all your modules, and it will work for sure. So we have already configured our Eureka naming server, and we have also configured our Ribbon load balancer. So we have everything in place now, the Ribbon load balancer and the Eureka naming server, and we have to just make use of Eureka naming server to make use of Ribbon load balancer to distribute the load between all the instances of microservices. How we can do that? Let's see that. So you can see in the application.properties, we made use of list of servers to hardcode all the instances of currency exchange service. Let's go ahead and comment out this line of code and our all the problems will be solved. So how it will work, we have made use of this something called plain client to give the name of the microservice, and we have the ribbon client name. So we will be making use of both of these for registering and discovering our instances. So let's start it from the beginning once. We have to stop all the instances which are running, and we will go one by one, starting each of the servers individually, and then we will check the results. So let's stop all the instances. So select the Eureka naming server from the boot dashboard and click on the start server button and wait for the server to restart. So as you can see, our Eureka naming server is started. Let me refresh it again, and we can see there are no instances registered as of now. So let's go to start our currency exchange service first. So we will only start the first instance of currency exchange service. Select currency exchange service and click on the start button. So our currency exchange service first instance is up. Let's go to our Eureka naming server and check if it is registered. So yes, we can see only one instance of currency exchange service is started, and that's okay. Let's go to check if it is giving the response, and yes, we are getting the response from the server. Now go ahead and start our currency calculation service one instance. So click on the currency exchange service from boot dashboard, select the start server button. So our currency calculation service is up now. Let's test the application. We'll test the URL which has a plain client extension, and we will see if we are getting the response back. So we are not getting the response back. We are getting some exception which says connection timed out exception. We will check if it is registered with the Eureka naming server. So currency calculation service is already registered with Eureka naming server, but we are not getting the response from there. So you have to give some time for it pick up the changes, maybe 1 minute or 2. And so after that you have to give some time, and after that you click on the refresh button. You will be getting the correct response from Eureka naming server. If you are not getting still not getting the response after 1 or 2 minutes, you have to restart your Spring toolsuit and go back and check your Spring Cloud version that you are using in your currency calculation service. Just go to the pom.xml, and there you make sure like whatever the version of Spring Cloud you are using, that should be same across your all the application. The Spring Cloud version and the Spring version that you are using should be same across all your applications. Then only this will work. So now let's go ahead and check the output. We are getting the output from port 8000. Now let's go to start our second instance of currency exchange service. So our currency exchange service second instance is up now. Let's go to Eureka naming server and click on the refresh button. And as you can see, we have got two instances of currency exchange service. Now we will go and check our currency calculation service. As you can see, it is on port 8000. Hit it refresh 1 or 2 times. It is still at 1000. Wait for 1 or 2 minutes for it to get discovered. Keep on clicking. So now you can see after around 30 seconds I'm getting the response from 8001 as well. And if you click on refresh 1 or 2 times, you will say that the port number is varying alternately from 8000 to 8001. So that means that our load balancer is working perfectly, and we have not hard coded any instance of currency exchange service. So our Eureka naming server is working perfectly fine. Hope this might have helped you. If you are still getting some problem, write it in the comment section. So this completes our configuration of ribbon load balancer and the Eureka naming server. And in the next video, we will talk about how we can configure application gateway. So thanks for watching. See you.